Welcome to CATV Live, right here on Cash Alternative TV. I'm your host, Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi. And Cash Alternative TV is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash, or just want to hang out with me some more, and like the weekends like we're doing right now, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell, and friend and follow me on the other platforms that I'm broadcasting from today. Today I'm broadcasting from YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, DLive, and Twitch. And at the end of the show, when this crypto news recap is over, I'm going to be going on Twitch and DLive. So if you're watching me from there, just stay on the show. And if you're watching me on YouTube or any of the other platforms, slide on over to the other channels. And I'm going to have an AMA on the Twitch and DLive. If you don't know where I am on Twitch and DLive, you can find out at dashnation.com/CATV, and that link will be displayed while I'm going through the crypto and Dash news. So the people that that follow this show, they realize that I'm doing this on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. Usually CATV Live broadcasts on Saturday, but this week it's kind of been different because I had a family get together that I needed to attend, so I didn't have time to do the show on Saturday. But I'm here. I'm taking some time out of my Father's Day. So anybody out there who's a dad as well, congratulations to you. Happy Father's Day. I'm glad you spent a little bit of your Father's Day with me today. So glad to have you with me. So if you're not familiar with the show, we're going to go over the CATV video lineup, the Cash Alternative TV videos that I released over the past week. See if you're interested in them. If you are, you can check them out on my channel lineup. Then we're going to go over the crypto news for the week, and we're going to go over the Dash news for the week because that's the focus of this channel. So without further ado, let's get into the YouTube comments and see if there's anybody out there that wants to say hello. It doesn't look like there's anybody saying anything at the moment, so we're going to go right into the show. All right, so for those of you who don't know how to reach me, I'm always willing to talk about cryptocurrency or Dash news or anything like that if you want. And I can be reached at Tao of Satoshi at Twitter. And I can also be reached at Tao of Satoshi on Instagram. And those are the two main places that I hang out. And you can also find me on Discord as well, the Dash Nation Discord. I'm always open to talk to people about cryptocurrency and Dash news. So without further ado, let's go into the CATV video lineup for the past week. It was a very busy week for me. I did 3 videos for my channel and I did 1 for another channel. I actually was interviewed by somebody. I did 2 interviews and I was interviewed by someone. So without further ado, let's get into it. Monday's video had to do with Dash Platform. So anybody who's involved with Dash is very excited about Dash Platform coming out to realize the evolution features that Evan Duffield introduced in 2015. And they're now becoming a reality. You can see them going on EvoNet, which is like a test net for Dash Platform. And the latest version that they released was version 13. So in this video, I go over everything, all the updates to version 13 and how it makes the evolution closer to the average user. Right now, it's just for the technologically minded people. They go and try it out and try to break it and everything like that. But soon it's going to be there on mainnet for everyone. So how it's going to work is going to go on testnet. So each time they release something on testnet, it's an evolutionary step forward. And then after, when they find that it's working well on EvoNet, they're going to release it on Dash testnet, which is the main testnet. And then once everything gets the A-OK there, we'll see evolution on mainnet. And I'm so excited for that because what it brings to the table is going to be awesome. So if you want to check out that video, it's in my channel lineup. On Wednesday, it was actually my most popular video of the whole year. It was Bradley Zastro talking about real challenges that digital currency faces. And that was a very popular video watched by over 1,000 people, which is pretty good for this channel. I hope in the future 1,000 will become the norm, but right now it's 1,000 is pretty good. It's a very definitely interesting interview, and I encourage you to go check it out. It's going to be on my channel lineup too. Once again, it's called Real Challenges Faced by Cryptocurrency with Bradley Zastro. And Bradley Zastro is he worked for American Express in the legacy system, and he also worked for Dash Core Group in the fiat in the cryptocurrency system. So he's got like a unique viewpoint. So you should check that out. And anybody who knows Dash knows that we're very active in Venezuela. And this is something that I talked about on my episode on Friday. So that was 2 days ago. I was talking to Ernesto Contreras. He's the head of business development for Dash Core Group. And we were talking about all the ways that Venezuela is, in many ways, it's a good place for cryptocurrency to break through. Because fiat money has a hold everywhere. It's very dominant everywhere you go because it's been there for years and years. And it's hard for cryptocurrency to break through that wall. But there's some countries, such as Venezuela, where that wall is just a little bit tinier, a little bit thinner. And we might have the opportunity to break through and actually make some noise as a digital payment network, as Dash could be, as other cryptocurrencies could be if they set their minds to it. So we talked with Ernesto Contreras about all the things that are going on in Venezuela and how that makes Dash a perfect, how it makes for like a perfect environment for cryptocurrency to break through. So I definitely encourage you to watch that. And this is something, I think it's coming out on Monday, Jock was telling me, but I did an interview. I was interviewed by discussions.app. It's a crypto platform. It's aiming to be friendly to all kinds of cryptocurrencies. And I post my content there too from time to time. But as you know, anybody who knows me, I never pass up a chance to explain Dash and sing the virtues of Dash to anybody I see. So I did that interview with Jacques, and it was very interesting. I hope you check it out when I release it. I think he's going to release it on Monday, and as soon as I get the link, I'm going to post it on all my social media channels, so you guys will be able to see it too. So I'm quite excited about that. So now's the part of the show where we're going to get into the crypto news recap. This is all the things that happened in the world of cryptocurrency that I found interesting over the past week, and I'm here to discuss them and talk to them with you. If you guys leave me any comments in the comment section of YouTube or anywhere else you guys are, I will get to them. I might not get to them right away, but I'm going to have points in the show where I get to them. After I finish the crypto news recap, I'm going to talk to you guys if anybody has any questions or comments. After I finish the Dash news recap, I'll talk to you guys. And of course, I'm open for any kind of discussion afterwards on Twitch and DLive for the AMA for crypto and YouTube and Dash. So without further ado, let's get going. This is the crypto news recap. As I do every week, I'm just going to make sure you guys can see my screen that I'm sharing. And it looks like you can. So who out there uses Binance? Let me know in the comments if you use Binance. But they recently turned 3 years old. And to kick off the Binance Turns 3 celebrations, they're giving away $1,000 in Bitcoin. So there's over here is what you have to do. If you're on Twitter, you have to follow Binance. You have to retweet this post with the hashtag Binance Turns 3. And you have to tag 2 friends. I did one better than that. I tagged 3 friends. I tagged Sylvain, Luis, and somebody else. I can't remember. But the 3 people that follow me the most and engage with me the most on Twitter, I got them. So it's $1,000 for you if you want to do those things. If you want to try to have a chance to win $1,000, you can do that. It's $1,000 in Bitcoin though. So they're not going to give away dirty fiat. It's going to have to be in Bitcoin. It could have been Dash, but hey, Bitcoin's more popular at the moment. So good luck to you guys if you decide to go into that. What do we have next? So as I said off the top, this is in the title of the video for this week. There's 2 items here with Craig Wright, and anybody who follows this CATV live knows that I like to follow the Craig Wright story. He's like he's like the court jester of crypto. There's always something happening to him. Like he's always claiming he's Satoshi, and other people are making fun of him for that. And he sticks his foot in his mouth from time to time. He said code's not law, law is law, and he has some point there, but he kind of takes it a little bit to the extremes at some point. And he also makes a lot of bold claims that he hasn't really, followed up on. So this one, it's basically an interesting one because he's saying, did the Mt. Gox Bitcoin hacker finally reveal himself? So in the process of revealing his addresses that he says he claims to own, he might have actually accidentally incriminated himself in the Mt. Gox hack. So I don't know if any of you guys out there were involved in the Mt. Gox hack. If you're new to cryptocurrency, Mt. Gox was a big hub of Bitcoin trading, and it was used by almost everybody. It was like the Bitcoin exchange back in the day, and then they got hacked by something like $500 million at the time, and it's like billions at the high, and nobody knows who did it. It's still to this day it's a mystery, and those coins are still outstanding, and apparently 2 of the addresses that were involved in that were supposedly being claimed by Craig Wright, so it was kind of interesting. So we'll go through the body of the story here. It says Craig Wright's lawyers have sent a letter to Blockstream, which is like the main development hub for Bitcoin. It says it claims that Wright owned the addresses that received the Mt. Gox stolen Bitcoin, but they claim Wright recently lost access to that wallet. So self-proclaimed Bitcoin inventor Satoshi Nakamoto, Craig Wright, has appeared to claim that he was the hacker of Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox in 2011, when almost 80,000 Bitcoin, worth $751 million today, were stolen. In a letter sent to Bitcoin services provider Blockstream, Wright's law firm SCA Entier alleges that he had control over 2 Bitcoin addresses. One of the addresses specified is the same address that received Bitcoin from Mt. Gox, according to then Mt. Gox CEO Mark Karpeles. So the plot thickens here with Craig Wright. The one Feeks address contains 80K Bitcoin stolen from Mt. Gox in March 2011. Craig Wright is claiming to have been in control of this address until recently, admitting legal liability for damage and interest, claimed Karpeles on Twitter. Decrypt has seen the letter and received confirmation that it's real. So wow, that's crazy. So Samson Mo, he's from Blockstream, he says, idiotic letter that fake Toshi's lawyers are sending around. So let's take a look into this letter. Let's see if we have anything interesting with that letter. Yeah, it says Tulip. We act for Tulip Trading, and that's owned by Craig Wright, the individual behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. And these are actually lawyers saying this. It says Tulip owns the unsplit Bitcoin in the following addresses. So those 2 addresses that were involved with Mt. Gox. And it says, on or around 5th of February 2020, access and control over these addresses was stolen during a hack on Dr. Wright's computer network. So blah, 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 lawyers speak and everything else. They're saying that that's it's Craig Wright's addresses. So if he wants to say that those are his addresses, he's got some involvement in the Mt. Gox hack. So we're definitely going to have to check that out. So the next one, it's also about, it's with Richard Hart. Richard Hart was the creator of Hex cryptocurrency, and he was a former big Bitcoin influencer. And he's taking on Craig Wright in this video. It's a pretty interesting video where he's attacking him. I'm not sure where it was. I guess it was in some kind of Bitcoin conference that recently happened. And he was attacking him, and he was saying, oh, why are you claiming to be Satoshi? And Craig Wright was pretty energetic in his defense of his position. So let's give it a watch.
If you want
questions from the audience.
Why do you pretend to be Satoshi? I don't. Why do you pretend to not be a total fool?
Well, I saw you in an interview on screen saying, I don't ever want to be in the public again. You know, you've bothered my family, you've bothered me, you've bothered the people I work with. This will be the last time that you ever see me. Those words from your mouth.
That's actually, I didn't want to go on television again. Please don't bullshit. One, that was an hour interview that was cut and changed, which you'll find out in court soon, which they altered and they asked different questions and gave different answers to.
So we'll do a new one. Are you Satoshi?
Yes.
Okay. So you wrote the Satoshi white paper?
Yes.
And you implemented the 1 megabyte block limit?
I put a temporary limit in there after being badgered by Mr. Finney.
Right. So when you had access to the code base and could update the GitHub, and when you had access to your account on Bitcoin Talk, and when you had access to your Satoshi@gmx.com email, when did you decide that you would stop using those and stop having influence over the project, and then Sidechannel appear as a broke guy later with no successful business interests, no Bitcoin tied to his address, no running from the government in Australia from the Australian tax office?
Sorry, I'm not actually running from Australia. I'm in Britain. You know those extradition laws in Britain to Australia? Sorry, morons who make things up. That's called libel and slander. That's why I've already got a number of people in court, because they're dumb. They have no idea that you can't basically be a public figure in Britain and run from the government.
Right. You're only a public figure because you cosplay as Satoshi, right?
No,
Satoshi would still be writing Bitcoin improvement proposals. No. Satoshi would have been there with me fighting against BCH and taking the grant. But you didn't even fork real Bitcoin. You forked a copy of Bitcoin. You had a copy of a copy.
I did not fork Bitcoin. Segwit forked Bitcoin.
Right.
So, you want to say these things and whatever else, and you've got to say blah, blah, blah. No. I actually made a deal with Jihan. Jihan actually stabbed us in the back, so that's a different issue.
I was watching you during the hash rate race when you were competing with Kelvin's hash rate from CoinGeek to try and actually take over as the authoritative chain against Bcash.
No, actually, sorry.
So that's pretty interesting. You got Craig Wright, he's claiming to be Satoshi. He's got addresses that could be incriminating him from Mt. Gox, and he's getting criticism from other Bitcoiners. So that's Craig Wright. I just have to follow the exploits of Craig Wright. If you watch this show, you'll just have to put up with me on that one. He's my guilty pleasure, you know. I really enjoy watching the guy and watching him try to defend his position when everybody in the world is attacking him. You know, in some ways, I kind of stick up for him because he's the little guy, you know, but by the same token, he's got a heck of an attitude and an ego. So that way, I don't really follow him that way. So one of those interviews that I did over the last week was with Bradley Zastro, and he's the creator of this article here that we're going to watch. It's called Moving Along the S-Curve of Adoption. So if you're familiar with the diffusion of innovation, which has the S-curve, so first you have the early adopters, then you have the early majority, the late majority, and the laggards. He's talking about where cryptocurrency is on this scale and where it's going to be, how we're going to improve. And I'm not going to go through it because anybody who watches my channel can see what we go through this on the video. And if you out there, if you're watching this and you want to see it, this, like I said, it's one of my most popular videos. It's been well watched. And I think that's why, because there is there's real challenges that are facing cryptocurrency. And Bradley Zastro is kind of like an analytical thinker, and he was going through all this stuff. So right now he says that we're kind of like still in the early adopter phase. We haven't yet reached the early majority, and there's a chasm between the early adopters and the early majority. And anybody who's watching this, who's like a newcomer to cryptocurrency, I would consider you more like in the early adopter to early majority phase, right? Because right now we have the early adopter, and we're still pushing and pushing and pushing, and we're trying to get more people involved in cryptocurrency. And that one of these times we're going to cross that chasm and enter the early majority. And how are we going to do it? He says communication is the key. Communication, communication, communication. Just like I'm doing right now with you guys, I'm stressing Dash's features. I'm telling you everything that Dash is good at from a payment network standpoint, and that's what we have to do. We have to keep pushing and pushing and communicating and communicating. So if you want to check out that article, it's in the description below. So Vitalik Buterin, he's one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and as we all know, Ethereum is a huge cryptocurrency. It's probably the second in market cap right now, and he predicts a shift towards biotech that will extend lifespan and end aging entirely. So is that something that would interest you? Would you like to stop aging? Would you like to live forever? That's what Vitalik is considering. He's saying that it's going to be coming soon. The co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, has recently predicted a time when attention will be shifted towards biotech, which will bring about a massive increase in healthy lifespan and entirely end aging. Buterin shared this a couple of hours ago via his official Twitter handle, attracting questions regarding the aftermath of such advanced technology on the human race. So this is a response to someone's assertion. The Ethereum co-founder stated that the human race had managed to advance in time with terms of technology, averring that a technology capable of extending human lifespan is of no difference. He says, "We've entitled ourselves to fly to 1,000 kilometers an hour, instantly communicate with people across the world, access untold knowledge at our fingertips, and create social systems spanning hundreds of millions of people. I think we can handle saying goodbye to having to say goodbye to grandma," Vitalik Buterin implied. So like he's really up on this. Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that technology has that capability to do that? To end aging and at the very least slow it down? I mean, like, we've slowed it down this much so far, but can we actually end it? It's something that's interesting. Well, Vitalik seems to think so. So that really doesn't have much to do with cryptocurrency in general. That's just because Vitalik said that. But I thought it was interesting. So this is something that could possibly indicate that there's a more bullish sentiment towards Bitcoin. People wanting to hold it instead of spending it and selling and getting out of the ecosystem. It says inactive Bitcoin supply has reached a 4-year high. And if you realize that 4 years ago is almost the 2017 bull run. So put 2 and 2 together, we might be on the cusp of a bull run here. So it says it's pointing to bullish sentiment. This is an article on CoinDesk. It says on-chain data indicates crypto investors aren't taking profits, but are holding on despite uncertain economic conditions and Bitcoin's strong performance. At the time of publication, 60.63% of all Bitcoins have not moved in at least a year, according to data from Glassnode. This data suggests Bitcoin ownership is consolidating, and investors who bought at the cycle bottom in 2018 have been reluctant to take profits and to relinquish their Bitcoin holdings. It's been over 4 years since a percentage of supply this large has been inactive. And so that's very good news, I think, in my opinion, for cryptocurrency, because if you're holding, that means you think that the price is going to appreciate. And there's more people in Bitcoin that have that feeling now, like the sentiment is turning from bearish to bullish, and that can only be a good thing in the future for crypto adoption and for the price of crypto when you get in. Because a lot of people do consider cryptocurrency to be an investment. Some people are in it to change the world. Some people are in it to make money. But an appreciating asset definitely gets more interest involved in it. Like we start getting mainstream publications into us. So we start getting news coverage on TV. We get sometimes in the arts they cover us, like on shows and stuff like that. So a bull run is definitely good for adoption. And I have, in my opinion, I think a bull run is coming within the next year. And when I see things like this, that just reaffirms my thinking. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'll get to you guys when I'm finished with the crypto news. So this is another thing off the top. This is in the title. It's called, I've said XRP is not a security. Like, how can it not be a security? It's a private company that runs it. But according to this CFTC chairman, he's saying it's not a security. So we got to get into that. That's pretty interesting. When Chris Giancarlo was the chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, he became a rock star of sorts in certain corners of the cryptocurrency community, helping establish criteria that eventually led to Bitcoin and Ethereum being declared commodities, more like coffee or sugar than stock in the company. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission largely followed suit, eventually also declaring that Bitcoin and Ether, the cryptocurrency powering the Ethereum blockchain, were not securities. Now here's the crux of it. It says now Chairman Emeritus Giancarlo, who is deemed crypto dad, following an impassioned speech he gave to Congress where he credited Bitcoin for finally getting his kids interested in finance, is at it again, having co-written a detailed argument published this morning in the International Financial Law Review for why XRP, the cryptocurrency formerly known as Ripples, was also not a security. The only problem is he's no longer a regulator. In fact, his employer is on the payroll of Ripple, the largest single owner of XRP, whose co-founders actually created the cryptocurrency. Well, see, there you go. Follow the money. His bosses are on the payroll of Ripple. So it says the bombshell paper titled Cryptocurrency and U.S. Securities Laws Beyond Bitcoin and Ether, co-authored by commodities lawyer Conrad Balk of New York law firm Wilkie Farr and Gallagher, methodically refused the criteria of the Howey test, established by the SEC in 1946 to determine whether something is a security, and point by point argues that XRP does not qualify. Rather, the paper argues, like its name would indicate, cryptocurrency is a currency of perhaps more interest to the Federal Reserve and central banks than securities regulators. So, wow, that's interesting. Let's unpack that a bit more. So it says, what's at stake here to the cryptocurrency world cannot be overestimated. XRP is now the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market cap, with 5.9 billion worth of the asset in circulation, according to the most recent round of funding. According to cryptocurrency data site Messari. While Ripple was valued at 10 billion, according to its most recent round of funding, the company continues to fund itself in part by selling its deep war chest of 55.6 billion XRP, coincidentally valued at the same amount as the company itself. So it says not only could an eventual decision to the SEC to classify or not classify XRP as a security impact the individual holders of that cryptocurrency, but other clients using Ripple services that don't rely on the cryptocurrency, including American Express, Santander, and SBI Holdings, could stand to be impacted positively or negatively, depending on the decision. After all, if XRP were to be rescinded, it would be a huge cost to their software provider. If Giancarlo is right, though, Ripple could end up being one of the most valuable startups in fintech. And that also has broader implications in the cryptocurrency community. Like how we classify cryptocurrency, do we classify it as a commodity or do we classify it as a currency? Both of those things have their ups and downs, and both of them are still very much in the air. if we were classified as a currency, that would be great. We could remove capital gains taxes from it. We could spend it more easily without having to worry about tax implications. But there's other downfalls too to that, you know. But if it's a commodity, it's a little bit more rigid in the laws, you know. So it's a little bit more rigid. You have to worry about selling it, realizing a capital gain. It's not really very good for commodities to be used as a payment network, basically. So it's like you're going out there with gold in your backpack and you're trying to give somebody gold for it, like for a bag of chips. It's really not that good, and when it comes to like regulation and taxes and stuff like that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes, because I would not say that XRP was not a security. I would say it absolutely is a security, but I'm definitely going to be paying attention to that in the future as well. This is an article done by Joel Valenzuela. It says the Pentagon reveals it knows cryptocurrency's true value. So cryptocurrency continues to attract the attention of the powers that be, and the Pentagon is no exception. The U.S. is no exception. They don't want to see their monopoly over the fiat currency. They don't want to see it go down the drain. So there's the crux of it. It says, according to documents published by The Intercept, the Pentagon has created a war game titled Zbellion to prepare for a possible future scenario where members of younger generations use cryptocurrency to support social change and attack current institutions. Now, you could probably do it with the Black Lives Matter movement, right? Make no mistake, while the blockchain industry has been working away at innovating and building the next generation of systems and money, the old systems have been looking at it as a military-grade threat. Cryptocurrency has clearly been labeled as so revolutionary that it's perceived as dangerous by the powers that be. Let's look at why, as well as whether or not this perceived threat rings true today. So they go through the things: censorship resistance, money, payments, privacy. And it says, does crypto today live up to this threat? And it says censorship resistance remains in theory, but tough in practice. And privacy keeps evolving, but needs merchant acceptance to count. It focuses away from payments, even if some projects are still trying, such as Dash. So that's a very interesting article by Joel Valenzuela. I recommend that you guys go and read it. It's in the description section of my YouTube channel. So go check that out. It's a pretty interesting one. Oh, here's one under ironies. When I first saw this news, I was like, I'll take ironies for 400, Alex, because this is something that really, it's like, what the hell? You know, like I'm going to say I don't like this, but yeah, I'm going to go and do this on the other side. My right hand saying one thing and my left hand saying something else. So it says Binance Pool is now the largest Bitcoin SV miner. And why is this interesting? Because Binance actually delisted Bitcoin SV from their platform. So you can't trade BSV on Binance, but you actually can mine with Binance Pool. So it's interesting. So it says a year after removing Bitcoin SV from its exchange in April 2019, and the mining pool operated by leading crypto exchange Binance now produces more blocks than anyone else. According to crypto statistics services platform Coindance, Binance Pool is the largest miner of Bitcoin's Satoshi's Vision, BSV, blocks as of June 16th. Binance Pool is responsible for 26.39 of all BSV blocks mined, with Huobi's mining arm ranking second with 13.19. So why was Bitcoin SV delisted from Binance in the first place? It says Binance delisted and ceased trading of all trading pairs for BSV in April 2019. The crypto exchange explained that it regularly ensured digital assets listed on its platform meet a high level of standard, and the decision to remove BSV best protects all of its users. And it says, however, the delisting came in the wake of Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao expressing outrage at Satoshi claimant Craig Wright for issuing a $5,000 bounty for doxing Hodonot, the Twitter user behind the Lightning Torch initiative. And in response, Zhao tweeted, Craig Wright is not Satoshi. Any more of this bleep, we delist. A few days later, Binance made the announcement it would no longer offer trading on BSV. So the rest of the article goes on and says, well, since Binance Pool is a big miner of Bitcoin, SV, are we now going to see it relisted on the exchange? So it's going to be interesting to see if it is or not. But it's kind of interesting. They're saying, no, it's not good. We don't like it, but our miners are going to still mine it. I don't know. Zcoin is another privacy, it's focused currency, and such as Dash, such as Monero, such as Zcash. But with Zcoin, you can have optional privacy. It's similar to Dash. It uses the masternodes and the coin join. It has some other privacy protocols as well. But this article goes on to say that Zcoin, so if you're invested in Zcoin, it's now going to be going privacy by default. So it says Zcoin's entire raison d'etre is financial privacy. The vast majority of our research and time has been spent in building and deploying privacy protocols for cryptocurrencies such as Zerocoin, Sigma, and Lelantis. Despite this, the Zcoin privacy protocol usage remains low. At the date of writing, around 4,009 Zcoins have been anonymized via Sigma since its launch in July 2019. So they're saying they're going to go fully on privacy. Moving to a privacy on by default with transparency opt-in model. Lelantis will launch later this year with our official QT and Electron wallets anonymizing all your funds by default. Users will be prompted to enter their wallet password when opening their wallet, which will anonymize all non-locked balances. With this step, we foresee a big increase in take-up rate of anonymized funds. Additionally, with the activation of LLMQ-based chain locks, which were invented by Dash, users will not need to wait for several confirmations before their anonymized funds are ready to be used. So that's Zcoin. With Dash, where the LLMQ came from, we have the optional privacy as well, because in Dash we realize that there's use cases that call for privacy, but there's also use cases that call for transparency. So having the option to do both is important. In Dash, we feel that it's important to have the option to do both. And LLMQs, which is chain locks, which is done by the masternodes, that was copied by Zcoin, but it was invented by Dash. Now this is another one that's off the top. If you look at the thumbnail for this video, that's the last one that says Wirecard insolvent. So we see this a lot. We see it too much. We really do. We see it way too much. We see companies that are insolvent. They don't have money to pay for things. They use users' funds for everything, like to do things that are totally unrelated to the company. It happens all the time, and it really sucks. You know, this is something that really hurts us for adoption. It hurts for cryptocurrency. If you're new to cryptocurrency, you're watching me on Twitch and DLive or Facebook. Yeah, if you're watching this, you got to realize that this happens a lot. So you have to be very careful with who you trust with your money and what you invest in. So that's why I'm investing in Dash, because Dash has a very good track record. It has a very good community, a very upstanding community, and I wouldn't put my name behind it if I didn't think that through, if I didn't think that was the case. It has a very, very good ecosystem, and you can feel confident when you invest in Dash and when you use Dash. You don't have to invest in it. If you use it, it just works. So along those lines, that's where this article comes from. I'm not sure if any of you out there have a Crypto.com debit card. There's actually a Crypto.com debit card which allows you to make purchases from your cryptocurrency balance, and it will transfer your cryptocurrency to fiat at the time of purchase. And those are interesting. Those are kind of like a middle way for cryptocurrency to gain adoption. It's not true directly accepting cryptocurrency, but it's actually letting people use their cryptocurrency in that sort of way. And when you have companies like this, such as Wirecard, and this is the headline, it says major crypto debit card issuer reportedly missing 2.1 billion in cash. So how do we miss 2.1 billion in cash? That's like, it's crazy. Like it's the things that go on in cryptocurrency sometimes just blow my mind. But this has implications for Crypto.com because they're the card issuer for Crypto.com. And it affects me because they were gonna roll out in Canada. And now I don't know if that's going to happen because of this revelation. So it says a German fintech company responsible for several crypto debit cards, including Crypto.com's, allegedly misrepresented over 2.1 billion in cash reserves. Major fintech company Wirecard, which issues Crypto.com's debit cards, has fallen into controversy as some of its employees have appeared to have defrauded the company. As reported to the Financial Times on June 18th, auditors from the Big Four accounting company EY could not confirm the existence of 1.9 billion euros in cash, or 2.1 billion USD. According to a statement from the company, a trustee of WireX bank accounts attempted to deceive the auditor and falsely indicate the existence of a cash balance. And the company's stock plummeted by almost 50%, so that's huge, after the issue came to light. So the question is, are crypto cards in jeopardy? Crypto.com's popular debit cards are issued by Wirecard, which could prove to be a problem for the company. While it's unlikely that user funds are directly threatened, the hole in the reserves could result in service disruptions on cards issued by Wirecard. Cointelegraph reached out to Crypto.com for a comment, but did not immediately receive a response. So a notable exception in this group is the Coinbase card, if you have that, which is currently issued by PaySafe Financial Services. Coinbase became a principal Visa issuer in February, which would put it at the same level of Wirecard and PaySafe. However, the company has not yet directly issued its own crypto debit card, but it can. So I wish Crypto.com well, because I want to get a Crypto.com debit card. There's not too many cards that work well here in Canada. Garda Wallet, this is our next topic. Garda Wallet is a multi-currency wallet that you can put on your desktop or on your phone, and they are giving away free FIO addresses. So what are FIO addresses? I was wondering this, and I took a look at it, and basically it's trying to connect different cryptocurrencies together. So if you use a FIO address, it basically says whatever name you want at garda.com, and you can make other domains if you want. But right now, they're giving away free garda.com domains. So if you want to do that, you can follow the instructions on how to do it. The link's in the description below. And basically, when you have a FIO address, you can send money from any kind of cryptocurrency. You can send it to anybody. So if I want to send it to my mom at garda.com, I can send it to her, and I can say I want to send this amount of Dash. And what's going to happen, it's going to go on behind the scenes. It's going to do everything that I need to do from that angle, and it's just going to send the Dash to that address. So that's kind of neat, you know. And if I want to send Ethereum, I say I want to send this amount of Ethereum, and it does everything behind the scenes and sends the Ethereum. Now, do I know how it works behind the scenes? No. But I really think that's an interesting concept. So if you want to learn more about it and you want to get into it, all the information is here. But on the surface, it appears to be quite an interesting thing. You know, like, because you don't have to interact with all different cryptocurrencies. You don't have to look at addresses or anything like that. You just say, I want to send this cryptocurrency to this person, and everything happens behind the scenes. So that's pretty interesting. Grab your free FIO address just to say you did. That's what I did. So here's another thing regarding securities and another cryptocurrency. It's called Tezos. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not. But this is actually a settlement. They had to pay some cash because they were considered to be a security. So it says, it's a lawsuit. They haven't had to do it yet. If you contributed Bitcoin and or Ethereum to what the defendants describe as a fundraiser, and what the plaintiffs describe as an initial coin offering conducted by the Tezos Foundation between July 1st, 2017 and July 1st, 2017, you could receive a payment from this class action settlement. Oh, actually, maybe it is a settlement. Yeah, my apologies. I guess it is a settlement. So you can receive money if you actually went into that Tezos open initial coin offering, or the Securities Council has actually considered them to be a security, so they have to pay some money back to people. And I didn't take part in that securities thing, but apparently it is something that you can look into, and you actually get some money back from it. All right, so now we're at the point of the show where we go to the Dash News, but before we do that, I'm going to pause for station identification. I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi. I appreciate you joining me today. You're watching Cash Alternative TV live, and it's right here on the channel, Cash Alternative TV, which is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash, or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube, or friend and follow me on the other platforms where I'm broadcasting from today. I'm broadcasting on Facebook Live, Twitter, DLive, and Twitch, in addition to YouTube. So happy to have all you guys here with me, and I hope you're learning something from this crypto news. We're going to go into the Dash News in a minute. This is the second half of the show. But before I do that, I'm going to see if there's any comments out there on YouTube. Thomas Z says hi. Hi, Thomas Z. Glad to have you with me. I hope you're learning something about Dash and cryptocurrency. And Doug209 is he watches the show religiously. He's been here for the last 4 weeks. I appreciate him being here. It says, so people don't have to list all of their addresses anymore. I'm assuming he's talking about the FIO addresses. From what I know, Doug209, yeah, it's like that. You don't have to list addresses. So if you go and create your FIO at Garda, so you could do Doug209 at Garda, and I could just send you. I can send you Ethereum at Doug209 at Garda. And then another transaction, I could say I want to send him Dash, or I want to send him BSV, or I want to send him Bitcoin. I can send anything. And Doug likes that. He says lol. So that's cool. Happy to have you here, Doug. I'm just going to find my place here, and I'm going to continue on with the Dash news. All right, so this is the part of the show where we're going into the Dash news. As everybody knows who watches this show, if you're new to the Cash Alternative TV, Dash is it for us. Dash is the cryptocurrency that we follow. Dash is the cryptocurrency that we love. Dash is the cryptocurrency that we know has all kinds of features and could be the next payment system for the world. It could rival PayPal. It could rival Venmo. It could be even higher than the U.S. dollar at one point. I have no doubt that it could be, because it combines the power of cryptocurrencies with the technology of a payment network, and it's all going to come together with Dash platform. It's very interesting. So without further ado, let's get on with the Dash news. I'm gonna check that you guys can see what I'm looking at, and you can. All right, perfect. So this is a sticker I just wanted to show you quickly. This is a sticker in Bangkok, and it says Dash accepted here. So I like to always see that. It was posted on Reddit. Somebody was saying that it was there. But I noticed something, like if you look at this if you look at this picture closely, there's a note to the right, and it says, we're going to be moving to this place, the corner of such and such and such and such, because they didn't really say a reason. They're just saying they're going to move there, and they're going to be able to serve different things. So I kind of joked at it. I joked on this Reddit post and said, well, I hope they take their Dash accepted here sticker too, so they can be recognized as a seller of Dash, because that's like a badge of honor, you know. They're one of the people that are in on the ground floor of this thing. So I'm happy that they're here with us. Are you into VPNs? Anybody out there who runs VPNs for whatever reason you have to run VPNs to maintain your privacy? This is a list that was just released on Reddit, and they're talking about 39 VPNs that accept Dash as a payment method. So you can use Dash on any of these VPNs. So if you have a use for a VPN and you own Dash and you're looking for a new VPN provider, I suggest that you go check out this list that's on CryptoTwerk, or Cryptwerk, which is kind of an interesting name in itself. Cryptwerk, I just like to say that. I wish my wife would Cryptwerk. All right, so yeah, let's get on with the show. Bad jokes aside. All right, so the Dash Investment Foundation, it's one of Dash's contractors. Dash has what's called a decentralized autonomous organization. So it's a network of masternodes that vote on proposals. It's a decentralized masternodes. We don't know who they are. Nobody knows who they are, and they just vote on the network of the direction of the Dash network. And proposal owners can submit proposals to the Dash network to say, okay, I can improve Dash, or I can do development, I can do marketing, I can do whatever they want. And we have contractors. The biggest contractor is the Dash Core Group. And a lot of people mistake the Dash Core Group as being Dash, but it's not. The Dash network is basically a group of autonomous masternodes, and those are the ones that make decisions in regards to what goes on in Dash. And the Dash Core Group submits proposals. They've done a great job. They're doing a great job with the development of Dash, so we continue to fund them. And this Dash Investment Foundation is also a contractor of Dash, and they have recently bought gold as part of a rebalancing strategy. So what is the diff? Well, the diff is basically looking for investment opportunities for Dash to increase the health of the Dash network's finances. And in order to do that, they're like an angel fund or an investment fund, investor, like a VC fund. They have to have a steady source of funds. So while it is tempting to keep it all in Dash because it is a Dash contractor, it might not be such a good thing in the long term because the Dash price is very volatile. So what Demelza Hayes, who comes from a university and who she studied finances, she recommended for us to diversify. So have some in stocks, some in gold, and some in Dash. So basically we have some in Dash right now, and we have some in gold. So we're starting that diversification process in the diff. So when people come around, they say, well, do you want to invest in us? We have a really killer idea. Do you want to invest? Now they have that source of funds that's going to be diversified, so they can always count on having that. And that was big news because not only does Dash have this autonomous organization, not only is the Dash Investment Foundation a decentralized contractor of the Dash network, but it's also now diversifying into other cryptocurrencies, or into other like precious metals and stuff like that. So some people went out and said as far as Dash is now backed by gold, that's just obviously not true. But the gold is part of the mix now, and legally the Dash network owns some gold. So this is by Jack Martin. And it says the Dash Investment Foundation, which claims to be the first ownerless and memberless investment fund in the world, recently bought its first shipment of physical gold. This move, announced Friday, marks the launch of its Dash to Gold rebalancing strategy before it is deployed in blockchain startups. The strategy aims to grow the value of the capital held by the DIF. So they bought on Vaultoro. Vaultoro is an exchange where you can buy gold with cryptocurrency. So I'll give them a plug here on CATV Live. Go check out Vaultoro. And those are the ones where you can buy the gold. And it says the main idea is to sell Dash for gold when Dash breaches 50% of the portfolio, and to sell gold for Dash when Dash falls below 10% of the portfolio. This ensures a counter-cyclical trading strategy that sells assets high and buys assets low. So if you're new to cryptocurrency and you're new to Dash, this is something that Dash came up with. Our founder Evan Duffield, he realized that the miners are not the only people in the cryptocurrency ecosystem that could use rewards for helping us. We have masternodes that perform several vital services, and we also have a decentralized treasury, which is voted on in a decentralized way every month and issued straight from the blockchain. So if you're a proposal owner, you have something that you want to do for Dash that you say that you can improve Dash, you pay $5 to the Dash to the Dash network, and you can submit a proposal. If the masternodes like your proposal and they say you have a great proposal and this is going to help Dash in the long term, guess what? You get money straight from the blockchain. And this has been happening for years now. And a lot of people don't realize it. A lot of people, they see Ryan Taylor as the CEO of Dash, but he's not. Dash has no CEO. It's a decentralized organization of masternodes. The Dash core group is the biggest contractor of the Dash network, and that's what Ryan Taylor is the CEO of. So that's something that really needs to be said. It needs to be screamed from the rooftops. Dash has no CEO. Dash has a decentralized autonomous organization, and that's helping to run everything. The governance is there. There's still only one Dash. We've had several contentious battles with opinions. A lot of people didn't like the direction that Dash was going, but they can't say anything. The network has spoken, and people just have to shut up, put up or shut up. That's it. And these are contractors that have emerged over time. The Dash Investment Foundation, the Dash Core Group. There's some Venezuelan like Dash Mall and Parking. They're doing adoption efforts in Venezuela. All kinds of different proposals. So it's neat. It's definitely something that's never been done before. So that segues into my next topic. Ryan Taylor, as I said, is the CEO of Dash Core Group, which is the largest contractor in the Dash DAO. And he recently came up with a list of apps he wants to see on the Dash platform. And of course, the Dash platform is Dash's latest technology. Basically, it takes all the silky smooth transactions that we have now and puts them on a decentralized API. So we can access it from anywhere in the world, and you can have usernames. Remember that FIO addresses I was telling you before? Similar to that, where you'd have a username instead of a long cryptographic address. And this is basically a wish list by Ryan Taylor. The App Store, it's basically going to be a decentralized App Store. They're going to be able to have apps for all kinds of different companies. And in this video, if you haven't seen it, Ryan goes through a list of dApps he'd like to see. So I'm just going to show you a quick clip, and if you want to see more of it, like I said, it's in my YouTube description page. Oh, I muted it, sorry.
Building that.
Probably the most difficult aspect of using Dash today is locating the merchants that use it or that accept it, and getting a good idea of what the experience is like before you drive halfway across town to go use your favorite cryptocurrency, right? I think that I would like to see an app built on the blockchain, on platform that allows for merchants to be added by anyone who discovers that there's a place that accepts Dash, and allows for rating of that establishment over time. It could track, for example, the activity at that merchant and take them off if there isn't activity for a long period of time, or rate them lower. Some type of application that helps with the discoverability of using Dash. I think that would be hugely helpful to the network. And I think discover Dash.
So that's his first one. He says that trying to find places that accept Dash is a challenge sometimes, and having an application where you could just plug in and say, okay, this is my location, or this is what I'm searching for, is going to be a good one. But he goes through a big list of places a big list of apps that he would like to see. And you can see that also in the description below. All these links are going to be down there. That was a good interview. I watched it, but I'm not going to play all 11 minutes for you. Are you new to Dash? Are you following me from Twitch or DLive or Twitter or anywhere else where you might just run into me, but you haven't heard about Dash before? So this is by Liquid, and they actually did a little spiel on what Dash is. So if you haven't heard of what Dash is, and if you don't know why I'm so excited about it, why people in the Dash network are so excited about it, here's a quick little spiel here. So what is Dash? We're a cryptocurrency launched in 2014, and it stood the test of time. We're still alive and kicking. Dash offers quick, easy, and cheap payments for users around the world. In a world where many projects promise much and deliver little, Dash is a practical alternative to cash, right? Cash alternative TV, and credit cards, as well as serving the international remittances market, which is a huge one for Dash. By cryptocurrency standards, Dash has a relatively large community of businesses that accept it, and the project is a leader in terms of real-world adoption. Dash is notable for being the first blockchain project to implement the concept of masternodes, which I was explaining before. Masternodes run the Dash community, create a second layer on top of the mining network, which works to validate the activities on the Dash network. In exchange, 45% of the block rewards are allocated to those masternodes. Dash's masternode technology enables multiple key features such as Instant Send, which is their Dash's instant transactions, Private Send, which is our private transactions, and more. You can send Dash instantly, shield your Dash transactions, and now you can trade Dash on Liquid as well. So Liquid currently offers the Dash BTC trading pair. Users can harness Dash's lightning fast deposits and withdrawals, which is good. Anytime we integrate with a merchant or an exchange, I always look to see if they accept instant deposits, because anyone can accept Dash and have it treated the same way as Bitcoin with 6 confirmations. But Dash is not Bitcoin. Dash has the extra security features which allow me to send it to you which allows me to send it to you so quickly that you don't even have to wait for confirmations, and you can turn around and send that same input to someone else. And this is something that no one else has. And also you can benefit from 0 withdrawal fees at the moment. I'm not sure if that's going to be for the next little while, or that's always. I'm not sure. It says simply make a deposit via crypto or bank transfer and try it now. Stay posted for some upcoming news from our partnership with Dash. So that's going to be interesting, the Liquid Dash partnership. Be interesting to see some things about that. And I'm happy to explain Dash to you. And that was a nice little write-up. But the future technology of Dash is going to be Dash Platform, and we're going to go into that a little bit later on. So this is a BTM, like an ATM that features cryptocurrencies, and it's launched for Colombian residents. So Colombia is a country in South America. We had a Dash presence there, quite a bit of a Dash presence. It's gone a little bit less now because some key people quit, but we still have a presence in Colombia. We still have business development going on. Ernesto Contreras is still talking to Colombians to get adoption happening down there. So this BTM launched for Colombian residents. It dispenses Bitcoin, BCH, Bitcoin Cash, DAI, which is a stable coin on the Ethereum network, and of course Dash. So I'm just going to read the top little headline here. So it says the CEO of Panda Group and founder of Colombia's Panda Exchange and physical BTM terminals, Arly Lozano, recently revealed a new product called app pandabtm.io. The new service is a virtual automated teller machine that dispenses 4 types of cryptocurrencies, the ones I mentioned above. The latest effort from Panda Group is a virtual Panda BTM, a low-cost service for Colombians looking to purchase 4 different cryptocurrencies. The platform accepts various Colombian payment methods like Baloto, Efecti, and PSE. Alongside this, users can pay the invoice with another cryptocurrency. So they did an interview with the guy who started this, but I'm not going to go through the interview. But that's cool that they accepted Dash on this short list of cryptocurrencies for Colombians. So if you're in Colombia, vámonos! You can get some Dash from that BTM. All right, so this is Matt Meek. He used to be a Dash business development manager, but now he's on his own. But he's still very much a big-time Dash fan. I think he probably got not let go, but I think he quit from the Dash core group. But this is just a quick 3-minute read, and he's saying what investors are missing about Dash. So And I've seen this too. Like Dash is really disrespected and it doesn't get its due in the cryptocurrency space. And this is something I'm actively trying to change with my channel and educating people such as yourself. So in recent years, Dash seems to have fallen out of investor spotlight, and I can understand why. Its project dubbed Evolution seems to be 2 years late, and not every investor has the patience to hold on for that long. That's a good point. That's true. However, what most investors don't understand is that evolution was a multi-phase process. And we have seen this process roll out over the last 2 years with innovations such as special transactions, LLMQs, which is long-living masternode quorums, how they do the instant transactions and chain locks, and chain locks to name a few. Dash has definitely not disappeared, and the community is about to see years of hard work finally hit mainnet in a release called Dash Platform, and what many deem to be Dash Evolution. It was originally introduced as Dash Evolution, but the actual name for it right now is Dash Platform. I was hoping for something a little better. It's kind of mundane, but we'll take what we can get. It's what it does that matters more. Dash Platform is an absolute game changer. It's the missing data layer piece in blockchains. Most blockchains store data such as balances and transaction history, but Dash is about to extend on that by allowing users to create blockchain user accounts that store all kinds of data, such as, but not limited to, usernames, contact lists, shipping addresses, and stuff like that. This data could be used for all types of things, such as storing tokens, credit card credentials, date of birth details, public-private keys for other blockchains. The possibilities really are endless. The applications that can be built using this data layer are immense. When you store the data on the network and make it accessible to developers via an API, which is a decentralized API, then developers can provide you with a nice user interface and allow you to import your data from that interface. Imagine deciding that you want to port your money from JP Morgan to Uphold. The process involved in this is huge. Well, imagine if JP Morgan was just a user interface for your Dash account, and your Dash account had all of your assets stored inside of it. You could easily move from JP Morgan to Uphold just by logging into your Dash account on Uphold, and all your assets would appear ported. This has far-reaching implications and turns custodians into user interfaces. So Matt's done a lot of thinking about this, and it's true. It's very exciting what's going on. These interfaces that allow you to log in with your Dash account are going to be complete by giving you access to many financial tools or specializing in niche functions to keep you as a customer. For example, the DashPay wallet seems like it's going to be an amazing consumer payments tool, but I want something else for my finance side. So I might have one app for Dash payments and another for Dash banking, but will access the same data layer from my Dash user account. Think of a Dash banking app that provides plugins to all types of financial institutions or applications. I can imagine a Dash banking app to give you access to lending, borrowing, equities, commodities, bonds, and foreign currencies via plugins with partners. Like, it's all possible using this system. Just like how the DashPay app allows you to currently purchase and sell Dash via Uphold, other Dash products will allow you to do much more. The products that start to emerge from Dash platform are going to be amazing. It's true, like it really is, the sky's the limit. When you combine cryptocurrency with ease of use, with accessibility, with adoption, it's a perfect storm, and it's really exciting to be a part of. The functionality is going to be as big of a breakthrough as what smart contracts were themselves. I think the next 12 months, the lights will start shining on Dash once again. Absolutely, Matt, I agree. In his next write-up, he's going to explore the implications of the Dash Treasury expansion in the next bull market. So what he's talking about is the Dash network's thinking about expanding the Treasury from 10% to 20%, but not a hard 20%. It's going to be flexible. So instead of taking 10% each time, they're going to be able to use between 0 and 20% of the Treasury, which it makes sense because in bear markets, we might need more. And in bull markets, when the Dash price rises, we'll need less. So to have it dynamic is definitely a good thing. All right, so as we know, there's going to be a Dash talk released every week. This is with Amanda B. Johnson. We're glad to have her back in the Dash ecosystem. We're glad to have her back in the fold. She does very good work. She does very good interviews with people. So this is a clip from her latest interview. She interviews Sergey Kotlyar, and this guy's the CEO and the founder of BitRefill, who's definitely been supportive of Dash for a long time. They recently had a BitRefill deposit contest using all kinds of cryptocurrencies, whatever cryptocurrencies you want, and the winner of whoever could do the fastest deposit and top up of their phone card won a $100 gift card. So guess what? The person who won used Dash. So he's talking with Amanda B. Johnson in this interview.
Hello, and welcome to Dash Talk. BitRefill is a gift card and mobile refill seller that supports 1,650 different businesses in a total of 170 different countries. And today I have with me BitRefill's CEO, Sergey Kotlyar. Sergey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining me. And so everyone knows, Sergey has asked if he can ask me a question or two or a few throughout this interview about the Dash community. So this will be potentially the first time that there's been a little back and forth. We'll see how that goes, won't we, Sergey?
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. Well, let's start by me asking you a question. When did BitRefill begin, and why did y'all start it?
Well, it began at the end of 2014, and I think I read the thread of what we do has always from the beginning been enabling people to do stuff with their coins. And this is the nature of what exactly and how has evolved quite a bit over time, but I think it's always been like a priority for us to figure out like what can we enable people to do with this strange internet money thing that we have.
Well, 1,650 different things seem.
If you're interested in seeing more about that interview, as like I said, it's going to be in the description below. It's always a pleasure to watch Amanda. She's a great interviewer. She has a great people presence, and definitely worth a watch. This is one that just came out recently. It's just talking about in the struggle for supremacy with banks, cryptocurrencies are striving for greater scalability and application cases. And there was a little blurb about Dash down here too. There we go. There we go. It says, though the banking system still dominates over such new technological competitors as blockchain-based payment solutions such as Dash, some projects have been successful. The Dash project is an example of a cryptocurrency-based payment gateway that has been developing steadily. The first quarter of 2020 saw an increase of over 100,000 new users of the Dash mobile wallet, which is a 214% rise over last year's figures and a 21% increase over the previous quarter. Only 81,000 users rely on the Dash application on a daily. Over 81,000 users rely on the Dash application on a daily basis, up by 10% over the last year. Now here's where I have a bone to pick with this interview, with this article. It says the company. Dash is not a company. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. I know it's hard to get that, to grasp that it's a community of people around the world that are just voting on stuff and how to spend our treasury and how to move the Dash ecosystem forward. But we are not a company. It's an organization, decentralized. There's nobody in charge. So it says it's also expanding into Latin America, South Africa, and Asia, offering merchant support services in several languages with official support in 5 languages provided by community-operated representative offices in a number of countries. So all that is true. So it says the advantages that have allowed Dash to achieve such success include near-instant transaction speeds, which outstrip the technical and time frame capabilities of blockchain giants like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're like the little upstart, you know? We work, everything works well. We just have to shout it. We have to say, you know what? Use us. Even if you tried Bitcoin and weren't into it, you just didn't think that it worked well. Try Dash, because Dash does work well. So just wanted to read you that little blurb of that one. We're almost done, guys. Thank you for holding with me, because I know it's a long show. It's an hour. Like on live stream channels such as Twitch and DLive, an hour is nothing. It's like a blink of an eye. Like you got people doing like 8-hour live streams there. But on YouTube, it's pretty long. So I appreciate anybody who's still around at this point. And the next one after we look at this is going to be a Dash Evolution demo. So if you haven't seen that, please do stick around. It's going to be coming up next after this. So Dash community member ReadMe, he's a developer. He's also the creator of the Dash Devs platform on Discord. And this is like a hotbed of activity for Dash platform development and for developers to pat each other on the back and help each other out. It's a pretty interesting thing to see, because it's very, very engaged and energetic place to be. And the developers are really pushing each other on. This is created by him. It's basically a Dash info board. It's if you have any questions about Dash or want to know what it is, and I'm not around, you can go to this site, and that's going to be in the description below and the YouTube channel also. So it's a Dash info board. It have the official Dash newsroom. You have the releases on the left-hand side. You have an education panel. So what is Dash? And we have Dash animated videos, Dash 101, and Dash School. These are all things that provide you really useful information about Dash and cryptocurrencies. Integration, the third one over, talking about the Ready Raider esports platform, which I really expect big things from. Dash and gaming go hand in hand. Marketing, the YouTube channels, I'm there, Cash Alternative TV, as well as the official Dash YouTube channel, Digital Cash Network with Joao Valenzuela, and other ones that you can tune into. And then there's the infrastructure there. It shows you all the different parts of the Dash Decentralized Autonomous Organization. You got the Discord list, Dash Core Group, which is our largest contractor, Dash DApp Developers, Dash Investment Trust, which is basically, I don't know if it's Dash Investment Trust. I think it's Dash Investment Foundation. It's kind of a mistype there. And the Dash Trust Protectors, which basically ensures that the masternode owners own all the intellectual property of the Dash Core Group. That's another topic for another day. But yes, the Dash Core, the masternode owners legally own Dash Core Group and can affect change within that organization. I know all this stuff that's going on with Dash just blows your mind, but it's all true. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the show. You've held on. I know it was in the title, a Dash user paid demo, but I want to see who's actually involved in this, who actually wants to watch me for almost an hour, actually pushing over an hour now, but you've made it to the end. The reason why there was a bit more today is because it's on a Sunday. So some things came up yesterday that wouldn't normally have come up. They would be pushed into next week's show. But because I'm broadcasting on a Sunday, it's going a little bit long. Next week's one might not be as long because I'll only have 6 days to collect information. But congratulations, guys. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to go into more about the contact information and Cash Alternative TV after. But because you've been so patient, here you go. Here's the Dash Evolution username demo. Pretty exciting stuff. you see that, and it's like kind of like a PayPal or Venmo type of user experience, and that's what we're going for in Dash. This is something that's very non-threatening, very unintimidating to use, and something that's very easy to use, and something that creates a centralized user experience with a decentralized masternode system. And that's what Dash does. Like when you see that that was confirming to the network, that wasn't communicating with a centralized API somewhere in Europe. That was communicating with a decentralized masternode network, decentralized community of servers all around the world. And that's something that's really cool in Dash. It means it can't be shut down. If it's like a whack-a-mole. If you shut down a couple of servers, another couple of servers are going to spread up somewhere else. And this is going to be good for censorship. It's going to be good for to be permissionless. There's nothing, no centralized autonomous, no centralized thing that can be shut down. It's an autonomous organization. So we've reached the end. That was the Dash news. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Dash is a digital cash. It's an alternative to cash. It's a better money for a better future. And I'm going to stress it every time I can, and I encourage you to do so as well. Once again, I can be reached at Tao of Satoshi on Twitter if you'd like. And this is Cash Alternative TV Live. It's a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which of course aims to be a digital cash for the world. Broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and DLive. And if you stay on the line, I'm going to end the show on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. But I'm going to stick around on DLive and Twitch. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm going to stick around for a few minutes after the show. So I hope everybody's having a great day. Thanks for paying attention to me. Thanks for when I rave about Dash so much. I hope I don't annoy you guys too much. But until next time, guys. Bye for now.